Hello everyone, welcome to KTB Creates. Today I am so excited because we are doing a Bizzy Bee friend top. So you're going to want to check the description box after you're finished watching my video to hop on over to the next friend that is doing a Bizzy Bee DIY video. So for our first DIY, we're going to start out with a pizza pan from the Dollar Tree. I went ahead and spray painted it with my Rust-Oleum flat black spray paint. And then I took a drop cloth that I had and I used my pinking shears to cut along the edge. I love using my pinking shears for fabric because if you're familiar with them, it makes it so the fabric doesn't fray at the edge. So what we're going to use the drop cloth for is to do a cute little trim around the tray. It's going to kind of look like a giant flower at the end. Now you can use any fabric that you have on hand, would be cute. You can even dress it up with some buffalo check if you had that. But what I did was I went around the edge of the pizza pan and I kind of made a pleat going around. So it's kind of hard to explain. So I'm hoping you're going to be able to see what I'm doing here. But I'm basically just hot gluing the fabric to the pan. Then I create like a bulk of excess fabric. And then I'm just hot gluing that down to create the pleat. And you're just going to kind of space it, keep the same space throughout the whole thing. And that's all you're going to keep doing. I do use Gorilla Hot Glue. So Gorilla Hot Glue really sticks to any kind of surface. So it's a really secure hold. So this is a little bit more of a close-up, kind of showing you how I'm going about doing this. The first piece, you're going to glue the fabric right to the pan, and then that second piece, you're kind of overlapping it onto the fabric, and that's what's going to create your pleat. And then you just gather like maybe an inch of fabric so that you have enough, and then you're going to glue down the next piece to the pan. And then that little fabric fold, you'll glue onto the fabric to create that pleat. So hopefully that makes sense and you can gather what I'm doing by watching me do it in the video. But you're just going to keep doing that all the way around the whole pan until it's complete. What would also look really cute is adding some ribbon to the outer edge of that. I just thought of that kind of after the fact, but that would add a really cute effect to the trim. And then once you're done with that, I had purchased this wooden trivet from Dollar General. It was $2 and it was so cute with all the bees on it and it says blessed. So I'm just gonna center that right on my pizza pan and I'm going to secure it with a whole bunch of hot glue. You could use E6000 or something else if you're going to use this outdoors, but my hot glue works just perfect for me. So that's all I'm doing here is attaching that right to the center of the frame. And I hope now you can kind of tell that it looks like a giant flower. And I'm just going to dress it up a little bit with some bows and ribbons. And I am just hot gluing some black and white ribbon right to the center of that burlap bow. And then I lost footage too. I was so bummed about it, but I also purchased these little tiny bees from Amazon. So I will leave that, the link for my Amazon store in the description box. But I also added the little bees to the edges of the ribbon and it added such a cute little touch. And like I said, what would be cute is if you edged the outer perimeter of that drop cloth with that like buffalo check ribbon or something like that. That would look absolutely adorable. So I might go back and do that. But this is what the finished result is. You could see those little bees that I added just a cute little touch. It's such a cute little summer type centerpiece kind of a thing. And it just looks adorable. So definitely go ahead and like this video if you are enjoying this and you like all kinds of DIYs and different ideas, I would love to have you as part of the KTB Creates family. So go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, and then I also would love for you to follow me over on social media. I will leave all that information right here for you. If you wanted to follow me, go over on Instagram. I would love to have you. So let's get into DIY number 2. So for this one, you're going to need 4 of these little house picture frames. They are new to my Dollar Tree. I would just happen to find them. And I am just going to use some scrapbook paper. So you can decorate it however you like, but I'm going to go with the buffalo check here. And we're just going to cut that out to fit in that little house frame. So that's all I'm doing here is measuring the height of the house and cutting all that out. And this basically we're going to use to create I guess, a cutout of a stencil. So rather than using my Cricut or something like that, I had these stencils for years, and I'm just going to create the letters and I'm going to cut them out. So we're going to spell out home, but we're just going to use the H, the M, and the E. And then for the O, I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So that's all I'm doing here is just centering the letter within that little house cutout because we are going to leave that in the frame. I thought that looked really cute. And there's so many different things that you could do with these frames, but I just thought this was like the perfect idea. So sometimes it's a little tricky to cut things out like this. So what I did was I started out with a razor blade and I started my cut and then I went in with my scissors and cut out the letter. So I found that to be the easiest way to do it. And then you're also going to need a piece to put on as the backing of your letter. Originally, I went in and I cut out I used some black cardstock paper, but then I had some of this silver cardstock paper from Cricut that I decided to go ahead and use. So that's what I ended up using it, but you could use whatever you feel would work best. And now we're going to go ahead and create our O. So I have these little wooden round, little pieces of wood that I'm going to use. And what I decided to do was to use I'm going to create 4 different O's for the different seasons. So this with my little bee decor will be obviously for the summer. I went in with some yellow acrylic paint and I just painted a little bit of that beehive and that bee on there. And then I decided to highlight it a little bit with some white acrylic paint as well. So I just added a little bit of that right over the yellow after it dried. And then just to decorate it a little bit more, I decided to add a little bit of flowers to the edge of it to make it look like the bee is kind of, like landing on the flower kind of a thing. So I just grabbed some flowers from my stash and I'm just going to hot glue that right to the wooden piece just along the one edge. And that's going to create our little O decor for our home sign. And then what I decided to do was to make them interchangeable. I added Velcro to the back of all the pieces. So then you could just Velcro the pieces on during the different seasons. So I'm going to hot glue a snowflake on. We're going to do some fall leaves and then a big giant Gerber daisy for the spring. And you could even, you can add in more holidays, obviously, in there. You could do patriotic decor, Valentine, a little heart or something like that. So this is just giving you kind of the idea of, the different ways that you could decorate these little wooden circles for the season. I got these circles at Michael's like years and years ago. They were plain wood, and then I had painted them a long time ago with just black acrylic paint. Actually, I think they're actually chalkboard paint. I was using them as little chalkboard labels for a while there. So yeah, so it's something really easy to create, and like I said, kind of cute where you could change it out throughout the year according to the time of year, the different seasons. And here's what all 4 pieces look like. And this is the finished result. You could also hot glue the frames together if you want it to be one big sign, but I like the idea of them being separate so you can arrange them however you want to. So let me know what you think in the description, in the comment section below. I always love to hear from you. And then for our last project, I took 3 of these little canvases. They're the 6 by 8 inch canvases just to use as some wall decor. And we're going to go ahead and paint. These are little square tiles that you can find in the 3-in-1 game board that you could find at the Dollar Tree. It has like checkers on one side and then another game on the other side. And they have these little square wooden pieces in them. So that's what I'm using here. They kind of, they kind of remind me of like the Scrabble tiles. So all I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm painting them with some black acrylic paint. And I'm just going to cover them really good. I'm using Arteza black outdoor acrylic paint. And honestly, I needed 1 coat for this. This paint is fabulous. So I went ahead and I painted all these little squares. I think I used a total of 17, depending on, if you're going to recreate this and the words that you want to use, you might need more. And then I took these rub-on transfers. They are, you can't really tell well, but they are gold, like foil. And that's what I'm going to use to create the words or the letters to put on all of my little squares. So I'm going to just do kind of like a little scenario or a little, what do I want to call it? Vignette. And it's going to say, be kind, be good, be you. And then we're just going to decorate the canvases a little bit differently. And it's just some cute, different wall decor for the summertime. And then I'm going to take my stencil again, and we're just going to decorate each sign a little bit differently. I forgot to mention I did get these stencils also on Amazon. They're really cute. They come with 3 different stencils. I'll also leave that as a link in my Amazon store. So I just went in with some black acrylic paint, and I did like a very light pouncing because I don't want it to be like full coverage, if that makes sense. I want it to kind of be really kind of blend into like the background. I don't want it to be really stark. So I'm just doing 1 sign with the little bee and then a giant bee on the 2nd sign. And then on the 3rd sign, I'm just moving that bee over to the other edge of the sign just to give it a little bit of a different look. And then I'm also going to go in with a stencil that I had gotten at Target, and it has cute little like leaf patterns all over it. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to add a little bit of gold to this just to add a little bit of color in it. And I'm just going to edge all of the corners with some little leaves. And then you're all set to add your little wording however you see fit. So I'm just going to kind of arrange the letters until I like the way it looks. And then I am just going to hot glue them right onto my little canvas. And I just love this little touch. It's something different, but it's so cute because you're adding in that bee decor, something fun for the summer. I think I'm going to add these to my front porch decor. So let me know what you think. I am so grateful for each and every one of you for joining me today in my video. Here's a final look of this last project. Don't forget to go ahead and check out the description box below because I will show you the next person in the hop because you're not going to want to miss their adorable, cute bee decor, bee themed decor for the summer. You're going to get a ton of ideas. There's a lot of talented crafters involved in this, so definitely go ahead and check that out and hop around until you come back to my video. thank you for being here. I love you all, and I will see you all very soon. Have a wonderful week.